My name is Danny Lozano, and I'm the sports chair for LSA.
Can you give me an overview of the whole process of making this annual event come to life, starting from months before? Like, when does the first initial planning begin? What does it consist of, such as figuring out which country you're traveling to and strategies that you want to use?
Last year, we only had like around 2 months to actually plan this event. And with the success of it, we realized that this year, if we really gave a lot more time towards it, it could be even better. So this year we gave ourselves around like a 6-month timeline of from the start, kind of figuring out where we're going to go, what country we're going to go to. And with that comes the whole process of applying and figuring out what place can trust us in our vision and our goal. And then after that, working with our team, our board to just figure out ways that we can get the funds that we're aiming for. Strategies we use, we always try to figure out how we can market this to show that this is a real race and to make this the best and most fun race possible for people signing up. That's what excites me the most about it, just because I know the thrill of running and racing and it feeling like it's a fast-paced environment with people around you that are all chasing goals. Being able to market that and have the people that are signing up believe in that is a big thing for us too.
Hi, I'm Camila Claros and I'm the Vice President of LSA. This year, Danny and I are traveling to Bolivia in March.
These are just questions about the impact of the charity run. After the race is completed and all the funds have been raised, what will the groundwork on Bolivia look like? Walk us through like how the funds will be allocated, the type of projects, partnerships, or organizations that will be supported, and what tangible outcomes you hope to see for the children and communities impacted.
We're lucky enough to have worked with an organization called Voces, Libres, who organizes and also runs their own groups within Bolivia. They help children who are victims of violence and femicide in their homes. Femicide is a really huge problem in Bolivia. It is the act of violence against women and more specifically the murders of women in Bolivia. It's really been something very, very impactful for us to work with Voces Libres because not only are we trying to make a difference, but just learning about this information in general is so important. So they have a few different groups of children that they help. They have an orphanage called Lluvia de Angeles, in which they help children who have been displaced from their homes and now live in the orphanage. They also work with children who are victims of violence who have been taken from their homes and now live with extended family or grandparents. And then they also work with a group of kids called Niños Trabajadores, which are the children that work on the streets and they sell candies and things just to help their family make a living. Because of the funds raised from the charity run, we are lucky enough to be able to donate 1 pair of shoes and a brand new backpack to each student. That adds up to a total of over 160 children in Bolivia. And I think that organizing this has been really life-changing because something as simple as a pair of shoes and backpack to a child here in the United States is something that to these children in Bolivia, they work a day's worth of money for. So it's really been such an honor to be able to give that back to them.
When thinking about the mission statement, what was the driving force behind using the funds raised to support children across Latin America in need of a better quality of life? And how does it connect to any of your life experiences?
The Hispanic community and the Latino community here in Virginia is so united, and something that we can always do better in is just giving back to the countries where our parents and our grandparents were raised. So to me, this is super impactful because I'm Bolivian and I have Bolivian parents and grandparents and family members, and being able to give back to them directly is something so honorable to me. You know, they came here for me to have a better life and for me to have the opportunities to be able to then go back and give back to. And I believe that an education is super, super important. And it is sometimes just because of how difficult life is kind of put on the back end of families' priorities, which first include safety and health and just being able to survive at some points. So giving back to their education in a place where I have had, you know, the privilege of getting my own education, I think that is how this kind of directly impacts like my life and how it directly touches back on my life. from one standpoint of earning an education to another standpoint of helping a child also get their education is super important.
There's many forms of raising large amounts of money for a large impact. Why do you believe hosting a race was the route to go with? And what about it aligns with your cause?
Yeah, I think I have fallen in love with the sport of running. As boring as it can be and as much as people can hate on it, I definitely feel like I have found a love in it. As throughout running, I've been able to kind of find myself in a way. And with that being said, while running and while participating in races, whether they're full or half marathons or just 10K runs, 5K runs with family and friends, I really do see how like the Latino community isn't all there. It isn't represented there. There aren't a lot of Latino runners, and it's just not a big sport within that community. That's where the background kind of came of like, well, I want to be able to do something where the Latino community can come together and participate in a sport that I love and that I feel like a lot of people can love. And I just think it's a fantastic opportunity for our community to be able to just dabble in the sport, be able to receive a medal and experience a fun race day. And who knows what can come from it? Who knows if maybe they start running even more after? Who knows? That is kind of the whole thing about inspiring for me. And I just think it's a beautiful thing to be a part of and to do it with community, family, friends. I love that. So,
what kind of change has hosting the LSA Charity Run since its conception in 2024 brought about within yourself, your livelihood, and or your aspirations? Like, tell us about some of the lowest moments that you and Gummy have had in the organization in executing the charity run, and also the highlights and the highest highs.
So I would definitely say it has had like a huge impact in my life. I always feel like one of the things I'm best at is serving other people. And something I always wanted to do, even like when I was younger, is inspire people. But I feel like I was never really able to enact on that, you know, throughout high school, and even just first stepping into college. And being able to do something like this has just been a huge gift. I think even the first part of just the race itself, seeing people cross the finish line when they never thought they could cross the finish line, you know, seeing people that have never run before, run for the first time for a good cause, it really does kind of show you like how a community can come together for something that they believe is good. And also just seeing how much people can trust in like a vision or a process, you know, because last year it really was all trust from the people that signed up. So kind of just seeing that community come together last year was really, really huge for me. It made me feel like I had a community here in Richmond. And I mean, it just really made me feel amazing. And then moving forward with the actual event in El Salvador last year, and then with us going to Bolivia, I think the event there itself, being able to hand children toys, being able to see their joy while, you know, hitting piñatas, while seeing Elmo and Mickey Mouse, playing soccer with them and getting to know them, really, it definitely will impact me forever. I know I spoke to like a couple parents there that even they had said they had never hit a piñata before in their lives, and these were adults. And so being able to be a part of the team that was able to bring that over there and being able to kind of see the joy in their face, knowing that they didn't have to do anything but enjoy. They didn't have to do anything but have fun and just, you know, just take it all in. I think that was like, it's such a privilege. It was amazing. And I'm so glad I was able to be a part of that.
To what extent do you foresee the charity run as an institution growing into? Will it expand to other areas of concern other than youth support or other geographical locations?
Yeah. So I believe now, you know, after doing this, going on to our second year doing this, that education is the most important thing. In so much of countries that we come from, education is one of like the things they worry about the least. They're worried about their safety. They're worried about being able to provide for their family. And so education isn't a thought of theirs. And I do believe that that is like the first step in like really bringing a change and really seeing a country develop. And so I always want that now to be the focus of the charity run. I do have a vision seeing this, being able to visit every single Latin American country. That would be something that I would love to do, you know, for the next years. And I do think that I always want to just focus on finding the countries that are unheard of, finding the countries that maybe people don't think of a lot, finding the unrepresented countries, finding the the countries and the people that they really do need help.
But I also just feel excited. Like I feel so excited for the next time, for the next year, and for what more like we can do now that people have seen what happens when we come together. You know, when we give to something like this. Everybody who ran, you're all a part of this.